Assalamu alaikum, hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And if you just happen to stumble upon this video, welcome to my channel. So today's DIY is on how to make this instant hijab. And for this tutorial, I'm using 1 yard of crepe fabric. The first thing I did was to fold my fabric into two. So on the part, I have the 1 yard, and then on the other part, I have the 60 inches length for normal fabric. Then I'm taking 38 inches from that part on 96 centimeter. So I'm just going to chalk that and then I'm going to cut it out. And this is going to be for the lower part of our hijab. So from the remaining part of the fabric, I'm going to measure out 15 inches. And I'm still having my normal length of 38 inches in fold. So I'll just mark out 15 inches. And that is going to be for the upper part of the hijab piece. I'm just going to cut that out. So I'll be using this piece for the upper parts, and then on the open edge I'm going to mark my edge circumference plus 1.5 inches. That is 1 inch extra and then zero point 0.5 inches for similar ones. And that is because this is not a stretchy fabric and I want it to fit well on my head and not be too tight. So from that point I just made a diagonal line to the other edge of the fabric, and from the last part there I'm coming up by 2 inches or 5 centimeter, which I'm going to curve to the other edge of the fabric to just make a slight curve. And I'm just cutting it out. After cutting, we should have something like this. And then from the remaining fabric, the width is about 8 inches or 20 centimeter. So I'll just go ahead and fold it into two and then fold into four. And this is to just cut our hijab cap. So for my hijab cap, I'm using 11 inches or 28 centimeter. And I'm taking my normal 4 inches there and then just making my regular hijab curve. So for this tutorial, I'm not using my hijab foam, but you can decide to include it if you want. If you're interested in learning how to do that, I have a tutorial on that on my hijab playlist. So from the first fabric that we cut, it's still folded into two. So I'll just go ahead and fold it into four. And this is to cut the last part of the hijab, the last flay. And then after folding into four, on the folded edge, I'm going to mark my circumference, which is 4.5 inches. And I'll go ahead and mark that round. And then for the length of my lower part, I'm going for 13 inches. So go ahead and mark 13 inches all around. I'll just go ahead and cut that out. And then I'll cut the upper part also. So after cutting, we have a lower piece, the middle part, and also our hijab cap. So when we open up, we will be joining this way. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and join the upper piece to the hijab cap. and then I'll go ahead and join the upper piece to the flip parts. So I'm just notching the midpoint of the upper piece, and then I'll be fixing the hijab cap to it, right side facing each other. You can decide to pin it together like I'm doing just to make sure everything falls in place. After pinning, I will just go ahead and take it to my sewing machine and then sew, and I will also join the front parts. So I'm done stitching that, and this is what I have. So the next thing I'm going to do is just to go ahead and fix that to my lower part of the hijab, right side facing each other, and I will still decide to pin them. One thing we need to notice is that my head circumference in this tutorial is a little bit different from the normal head circumference I always use in my previous tutorial. And that's because most of my hijab tutorials I use stretchy fabric, and for this one I'm using the non-stretchy fabric. So I'm trying to play safe and make sure that the hijab fits my head properly and it's not too tight. But if you have more questions about that, kindly drop your questions in the comment sections and I'll be sure to take a look at them. So I'm just pinning this together and then I'll take it to my sewing machine to sew. So after stitching, this is the final outcome of the hijab, and I'll just go ahead and hem the lower parts and then interlock the inside. So this is how the hijab looks. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you do, don't forget to like the video. And if you have any questions, you can drop it in the comment section. And if you're interested in more hijab videos, I'm going to drop a playlist on the screen here so you can check out my other videos. So thank you so much for watching. Jazakumullah khairan, and I will see you in my next tutorial. Assalamu alaikum. Bye for now.